I present to you the zero gas diet. That's right, if you're having any sort of gas, that means you are fermenting. And we are not fermenters. Fermenters are herbivores. Ruminants, such as cows, are foregut fermenters. And others, like horses, are hindgut fermenters. We barely have a cecum to ferment. That's why we call it the appendix, because it's vestigial. So let's check what we can indeed eat to make sure we have zero gas. We know gas comes from indigestion, any sort of indigestion. So even cooking your foods too much will increase your gas production. But for the vast majority, gas is produced because of fiber. Fiber is indigestible for any animal. The thing is, herbivores ferment it in their stomachs. Ruminants even basically puke it, chew it again, and then swallow again. So, which basically proves how indigestible it is. Fiber is the way they get the nutrients, the proteins and whatnot, the vitamins out of plants and seeds. We cannot do so unless maybe in the kitchen, if we were to mimic their inner system. So if you want to get rid of fiber, here are some options. You might be seeing that there is no plant foods here. And I tell you, fruits, even those, or berries, have fiber. Even if you blend them, they contain just as much fiber, just blended. But if you squeeze the fruits, drinking mostly the sugared water, then it might be okay in terms of our zero gas goal. What about dairy? You don't see dairy here because dairy messes up with our food and sex hunger signals, causing a sort of addiction. But you do you. There is absolutely no question about the fact that raw dairy can be highly advantageous for humans even in adult years. But if you have access to whole animals, including not only the steaks, what is actually the muscle, but also organs, and also blood, and also the marrow, then consuming dairy becomes only a pleasure with unnecessary consequences. If you want to spice it up, you might also want to consume some egg yolks. This is a natural food for humans. If you were in a wild, if you put a kid in a desert island with all sorts of food possibilities, if they find some eggs, they will consume them. Why just the yolk? Because the white, since it has anti-nutrients, creates very bad smelling gas and might create even digestive issues and protein misabsorption. So now a gray area, which is honey and royal jelly, basically the specific honey type that they make just for the queen bee. This is a gray area. Why? You know, the carnivore community, which is as phenomenal people, including someone like Anthony Chaffee, will say, don't go above here. You don't need to, and doing so will actually damage your results. And I understand what he means. But for my experience, We only get actual big kind of energy in our bodies if we are actually hungry, which makes sense biologically, because if you are not hungry, why the hell do you need energy to go hunt or gather? No need, just rest. But actual movement gives us joy. That's why I personally find honey valuable, even though it spikes my blood sugar just like dairy would and fruit juices. Even though I know it's gonna age me unnecessarily, but it gives me the energy for me to do the things I'm willing to do. I wish to go for a walk, but I feel kind of lazy. If I eat some honey, then I have the energy, I gain the actual physical will to do so. So, in terms of life satisfaction, you might gain more from consuming something which is not ideal, but that will give you the energy to do the things you have been wishing to do for a while. That is not to say that you cannot just live here. So, what about salt and water? There is this lion diet, which has nothing to do with lion's diet. Why don't I promote salt or water? So, a lion might drink some water once in a while. But the hydration doesn't come from liquids, comes from minerals. And minerals, you find them in whole animals. And sodium especially, you don't want the chloride part of salt, which is sodium chloride. You want just the sodium. And you find it in great amounts in whole animals, especially in the blood. Yolk, naturally, the eggs themselves, might be found once in a while, but it's not as a common occurrence as whole animals. You might find some berries, some fruits or whatever, and you might squeeze them in your mouth, might chew them, and then spit the fiber, basically the pulp out to get just the sugar. But you do you, now you know what the zero gas diet is. Thanks for watching.